Hello, everyone. Daniel here from the Next Issue Podcast. On today's video, I'll be talking about the first two episodes of the new animated series from Marvel Animation, Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. So they dropped two episodes. It looks like they're going to drop a few at a time for a couple of weeks until we get to probably Daredevil time in March. So that should be pretty fun. There's only, February's a short month, so I think they just kind of are timing this out exactly to coincide with all these releases, and so you always have something Marvel happening on your Disney Plus. So overall, before I even get into it, I had a really good time with these episodes. I think they're fun. The show's exploring some really cool aspects of the Spider-Man mythos. You can feel how they have fully separated this from the MCU, even though the plan was probably to initially have this to be a kind of like a prequel to Spider-Man and maybe give us an origin story. But it is so different. It's gone through so many iterations. They've talked about how much the show has changed since its original conception. So it's really, really fun. Let me talk about the cast real quick. So we have Peter Parker, Spider-Man, voiced by Hudson Thames. I believe Hudson may have been the person voicing anything on the animated side for Spider-Man because it was not Tom Holland. Uh, May Parker is Carrie Walgren. We also have Nico Minoru as Grace Song, Lonnie Lincoln, Eugene Bird, Harry Osborn is Zeno Robinson, and Norman Osborn, voiced by Coleman Domingo. Probably the person that delivers the best voice performance overall. Um, I think there's a few things that the show doesn't get fully right with me, or at least maybe that I'm still trying to reconcile. I think the animation's gonna take a little bit of time to getting used to. I like the character designs themselves, just the animation's a little blocky. It's not fluid, it's not very smooth, but I think that's kind of the point. It reminds me a little bit of Archer, if you ever seen that show. I also hope that Peter develops his own voice and stops just trying to imitate Tom Holland and how he sounds, because that's a little distracting when sometimes Peter's really trying to capture Tom Holland and sometimes Peter's just not really, just probably talking like Peter. We don't need him to sound like Tom Holland anymore since this is a completely different version. We just need him to sound like Peter Parker. Um, let's go through some of the events. Oh, immediately we start off with shenanigans at the high school, right? They dropped a little preview scene, and this is kind of what you see. There's some kind of symbiote like monster that drops from a portal, like Doctor Strange type of portal. Doctor Strange shows up in like his full, like, I don't know, 1960s defenders garb, like with the leopard gloves and the blue tunic, and of course his the cape. But he's also got the Eye of Agamotto. So like I said, they're integrating things that we are familiar with from the MCU, but also really drawing a lot of inspiration from the comics, which is something I'm always going to enjoy. We get to see the spider that bit this Peter Parker show up through that same portal. So we don't know what this creature was. Like I said, it feels like a symbiote. It looks like a symbiote, but it doesn't. We don't get to fully experience that. I will say the opening song is great. It incorporates, of course, samples like some of the old, 1960s cartoon song, but overall, just kind of recontextualizes for this new age, and I really enjoyed it. I think every good Spider-Man show has to have a great opening, and most of them do. Most of the ones, the '90s is very iconic theme. The Spectacular Spider-Man also just fantastic song. So this one I think really really works. There's some things that I really enjoyed. You get to see this really cool web shooter point of view shot. There's the little things from you can tell from the MCU, like you get to see Peter stopping that car and the bus that Tony shows him in the phone. Um, and I really like that they are expanding on the cast around, the people in the neighborhood. So we get to see a little bit of Lonnie and his life. And Lonnie, who is, he asked out the girl that Peter likes. So they're kind of like, romantic rivals, but they end up working together in a science project because Lonnie not only is the captain of the football team, he's also very smart. Now, Lonnie Lincoln is the name of who ends up being Tombstone in the comics. So I don't know how that's gonna play out. But I really like the character. He has a pretty difficult life. We get to dive into that a little bit as he goes home. So I like that we're spending enough time with Peter and Spider Man, but not everything has to be, uh, you know, not everything has to be about Peter and Spider Man. And I think having great characters like that really helps. We also see Spider Man just kind of giving out second chances to people in the neighborhood. So he doesn't immediately arrest everyone. He doesn't immediately go to the cops. Sometimes he just leaves people up there, but I like that he's kind of trying to understand why people. In this case, we saw somebody stole some money from the pizza shop, and he understands that it looks like this person was in desperate times. So Peter asked the shop owner if they can give him a new shot. So I like that. I appreciate Peter that gives us second chances. Then we get pretty much the homage to our first introduction to Peter in Civil War, which is we get he finds the DVR in the trash can. He's walking back home. My left hand free is playing in his headphones, and then as he walks in, instead of seeing Stark with his aunt to offer him a scholarship or an internship, we see, and it is Norman Osborn. So pretty interesting stuff. I like the twist there, but I like how it all feels kind of familiar from the MCU. That's pretty fun. It's the very nice kind of like what if scenario, like like things are playing out differently in this universe. The second episode, I only wrote down a few things. So Peter does get an internship, which having to keep up with his friends internship, being Spider-Man, that's gonna cause him a lot of trouble, and that's kind of what this episode's all about. We meet a character, Asha from Wakanda. We also meet another character who's an intern, Amadeus Cho. We meet a new version of Dr. Connors. So like there's all these little things that they are pulling from the comics and from the mythos of Spider-Man. So that's a lot of fun. We know that later on Doctor Strange is gonna come back, Daredevil's gonna show up. So yeah, this show is fully entrenched in its own universe. We get to see a fight with a villain named Butane, who is a fire starter, and then all this leads to Norman Osborn finding out that Peter is Spider Man. And that's kind of where we leave off. That's our cliffhanger. So, yeah, overall, I enjoy this show. I like it. I like the most of the performances. Like I said, once we can get over some of these adjustments, and the animation doesn't bother me at all. I think I love the idea of Peter kind of going through maybe different suits throughout the season. That's a lot of fun, but I really like the hockey jersey design that he's got like this. He's got this hockey jersey on. He's got this pneumatic device. Like he turns on a little valve with steam. Feels almost kind of steampunk for his web shooter. So it's not fully the technology that we know. They're not biowebs like in some of the versions of it. And I'm excited to see how these other characters, including Nico Minoro, for those who are Runaway fans, what role she's gonna have to play. We did meet Harry Osborn as well. What's his role gonna be? You know, a lot of these people end up being Spider-Man villains. So like, how is that gonna play out in this universe, in this version of events? And I think this has been renewed for like 2 or 3 seasons. So like, we have plenty of story to explore here, plenty of time to explore this universe. So we don't even need all the answers right away. So very excited for that. I'll keep checking this out. Probably do another video at the end of the season. I don't think I'll do a video every week, unless it's really really good. Then maybe I'll just throw another video. Or if you guys enjoy this video and let me know down in the comments, and it gets good traction, then I'll do I could do weekly videos for that. So as always, thank you for watching, everyone. Remember to share, like, subscribe, stay tuned. We have more comic reviews, trailer reactions, TV recaps, all that fun stuff here in the channel. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye bye.